Hey, good evening, everyone. Rob Thompson with the 411, and I am here to make the first skills video for the skills website. I thought it'd be a fun thing to do, and I thought I'd start with what is HTML and what is a web page and how does one make a web page? Okay, so first thing you should know is I have a Mac. I'm on a Mac here, right? And so this is going to be slightly different if you're on a PC, but not too different, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to do this. We're going to start with what is HTML. HTML is hypertext markup language. It is the language of the internet, right? Every web page, if we go to the 411 for the 719 or Facebook. These are ultimately HTML pages, hypertext markup language. Hypertext markup language, or HTML, is the language that web browsers use to display information. And we can go here to a web page and we can right click and we can go to view page source. And all of this is script or HTML, more complex. Let's go to one like this one here. We'll go here and we're going to say view page source. What you see here is HTML and JavaScript and some CSS styling, and I'm not trying to get too complex here, but basically all of this code that you see here is interpreted by a web browser such as Chrome. I have Chrome up here right now. So to not get too complex, we're going to close that. We're going to close this one, and we're going to come up with another website. Let's go to, let's go to Colorado Springs City here. Let's go to their website. Okay, so here we are. We're looking at their website. Let's look at their HTML code real quick. Okay, so we got meta tags, we got link tags, we got divs. This is HTML. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go and we're going to open a window on your desktop. You can go File Explorer. You can go anywhere you'd like that will give you access to your Finder. If you're on a Mac, you can open a window up. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up a text editor like Sublime Text, just for example. We're going to go here. And I have a text window here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just type test, okay? And I'm going to click File, Save, and I'm going to save this file inside this skills folder just for grins and giggles. And I'm going to save it as test.html, okay? And I'm going to hit save. So now you can see in this window over here, maybe move that here. See, can you see my window? Yep. Okay, you can see my window here. We got a lot going on, don't we? Here, let's minimize this. Okay. Oh, now I've minimized myself. I can't see myself. 1 second here. We're gonna pop this guy out. Then we're gonna minimize that. Then we're gonna go over there so I can see what my screen is doing for you too. All right. So we've got now our test.html file. When I open that, the computer is going to know .html opens as a web page, okay? So that's important to know. It opens as a web page. So let's open it up, and let's go see what's going to happen. Bang! We've got a page, and it says test. We just created a web page, and it's most basic level. We created a web page, and if you remember, and let's look at it here real quick in our text window. Let's go here. Where did our test go? Okay, we're going to pull this guy over here. So now this is our file. And we wrote test. Let's do another line. This is a test. We're going to hit save, I hit file, save, and I'm going to refresh. Check it out. I could upload this test.html file to a host like GoDaddy or any host provider, and I could put it on the internet, and I would have a web page that says this is a test. Now, most modern web browsers, they don't need the under the hood tags necessarily to display a web page, but I'm going to show you these are actually what we call open and close tags. So to be technically accurate, we want to open and close a file. We want to open and close tags. Anytime we open and close tags, we want to open and close tags. Sorry, dog's coming in the house. 1 second. Okay, we want to open and close tags. Okay. I was going to see if I can increase my screen size here. Let me see if this will work. Okay, here we go. So we're going to open and close these tags. We've opened an HTML document and we've closed an HTML document. There's a few others like title, Okay, and make sure whenever we open a tag, we want to close a tag too as a best practice. What does title do? Okay, if we look at our web browser over here, it says test.html up at top. We can put a title in here. This is going to be our test skills HTML. And I'm going to hit save. You didn't see me, but I hit command and save. And now if I refresh, check it out. Now this says test skills.html up at top. That's how we change the title of our web page, right? Okay, we can come down here, and then to be technically accurate, we're also going to add a body. Okay, and then we're going to come in here, we're going to put body. So this are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are our 6 HTML tags that we to be technically accurate, we really want to do. You can also put in a header tag. You might see those out there. For our purposes here, we're not going to worry about header tags right now or any kind of scripting. I wanted to show you though, everything else from here is just syntax. It's just added layers of web pages. This is how we make a web page. You can come in here and we can add formatting such as bold. And we're going to close it too. Okay. Oh, ignore that. We're going to close that too, and we're going to refresh. Now look what happened over here. My first word got bolded, and I'm just zooming it out so you can see. Here, let me show you what happens if we do not close a tag. So I just saved that again, and I'm refreshing over here. Now the whole line is bolded because we didn't turn it off, right? We're going to go here. I'm going to throw a loop for you here. Bold still works most of the time. Just so you know, though, strong is the new tag for bold, but they both still work, generally speaking. So if I come here, now I've got 2 bolded tags. Test is bolded, and so is this. I can come back here. I can remove the bold off of test. Now only this is tested. Maybe we want to italicize something. Check this out. So I is the tag for italics. Okay, we're going to come here. We're going to close it. And that's now watch test is italicized. There we go. We can change font colors. We can change font sizes. We can do all of this. Now, modern protocols, we do a lot of the stuff through what's called CSS or style sheets. And style sheets, you can apply formatting to tags and such. But for now, I want you to know you could come in here. You could open up a notepad and a note text editor, and you can save it as an HTML file, and you can upload that document to an internet hosting site like GoDaddy, for example, or Namecheap, or anybody that allows you to host web pages, and you could put your content online. The rest is just syntax. I'm going to show you a couple more syntactical things. Maybe we wanted to make a list of links, so we could come in here and we could say, this is going to be, these are my favorite links. Okay, I'm gonna hit save, Command S, or File Save, and I'm gonna hit refresh. But now look what happened. Understand that in HTML and browsers, they interpret HTML literally. There's this break here, this line break doesn't actually exist to the browser's mind. So let's break the line. Here we go. We've just broken the line. Watch what happens. Bang. Maybe we want to put an extra space in the line. Put 2 breaks. Now it moves it down. This is how we can do pixel level controls to some extent here. There's also another one called a P tag. And here's a little trick. You don't have to close break tags or P tags. And so now I've put more spacing there. Let's take these 2 out because a P is a paragraph tag. And so it's going to skip a line. Now it's going to skip the line. Okay, so let's put some links in here. Let's break this line. So let's go. Where'd that come from? We're not going to do that. We're going to go there, and we're going to say, here is a link. Let's just so we know. There we go. The 411 for the 719. Okay, I want to link that, right? If I come over here, but it's not a link, Rob. That's right, because we got to make it a link. Here is the nomenclature or the tag for a anchor tag, a link. We call these an anchor tag. So if we come here, and now if I go over here, this is hyperlinked. But clicking on it does nothing because I didn't put anything in the body. But if I come over here and I put in the tag, or the link rather, inside the quotes inside the tag. Okay, now if I come over here and refresh, if I hover over it, I don't know if you can tell, but at the very bottom, it's telling me I'm going to go to the 411 for the 719.com. There I am. Now I've made a link, right? So here's what I could do next. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste this 3 times maybe, but watch what happens. If I do this and I hit refresh, what didn't I do? I did not break the line. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to break the line, break the line, break the line. Now I've got 3 links so I can modify, right? So maybe I want to put S2 technical in there, and I want to put, let's see, adjacent possible labs, right? Okay, so now I have 3 different labels for these tags, but also they still all go to the same spot. So I have to modify my hyperlinks, right? So I could say adjacent possible labs. So here's how you make links and you control where they go. And if you hover over them, you'll see that they're now different links. I would add one more thing to this. If I click on each one of these, it just routes to the next page, right? What if I wanted to open a new tab? Well, let's do it. Let's come here, and inside the link here, right here, we're going to put target. Don't ask me why. This is why it is, but this is why it is. _ blank. Okay, so now if I refresh over here, the 411 for the 719 is going to open a new tab. This is the new tab language. Bang, it opened a new tab on my browser. So to recap, these are our basic tags to make an HTML page. You can save a text document as .html, and your browser will know to open that as a web page. You can then upload this document to a container on the internet called a web host. You know, GoDaddy does domain names, for example, and I've used their name like 4 times. This is not a sponsored post or anything. They're just my favorite host because of ease of access. So you can go to any hosting platform. You can create a hosting account that lets you host web pages on there. This is the base of what we know as the internet. These code tags. Everything else is just extra bells and whistles. So if I can help you any further, please say the word. This is Rob, and I'm super thrilled to, in a moment, I'm going to post this as the first skills video in the skills.411 from 719.com. I'm around if you need me. Thank you.